Have you ever wondered why you keep reacting to things the way you do, or why certain emotions keep showing up no matter how hard you try to ignore them? That's where shadow work comes in. Shadow work has been appearing everywhere lately. You might have seen it on TikTok, in self-help posts, or in spiritual and magical circles. Simply put, shadow work is about facing the parts of yourself that you have buried, denied, or judged. These can be emotions, impulses, or memories that make you feel uncomfortable. Welcome back to Phoenix Rising, where we explore spirituality, magic, and the occult from hermetic perspective. Please like and subscribe for more content. You can also visit my online store to see my services. The term shadow comes from the psychologist Carl Jung. He described it as the hidden side of our personality. In spiritual or occult circles, it is often seen as the darkness within us that needs to be understood rather than destroyed. The goal is not to fight your shadow, but to bring it into awareness and integrate it. There are many misunderstandings about shadow work. Some people think it is about summoning demons or practicing dark magic. Others believe it is only about suffering or trauma. This is obviously not true. Shadow work is not about worshiping darkness or making your life miserable. It is about being honest with yourself and seeing yourself clearly. If you have ever reacted too strongly to something or judged someone for a quality you secretly dislike in yourself, that is your shadow showing up. Shadow work helps you recognize those moments and understand where they come from. The goal of shadow work is wholeness. It is not about becoming perfect or always maintaining a high vibration. It is about being real. Every person has light and dark sides, and pretending otherwise only creates imbalance. When you practice shadow work, you begin to see the patterns that shape your life. You might push people away because of fear of rejection, or hide sadness behind anger. Shadow work teaches you to face these truths with compassion rather than shame. That is how healing begins. As you integrate your shadow, you become more authentic. You stop pretending to be someone you are not and stop projecting your issues onto others because you take responsibility for your own energy. So, how do we do shadow work? Do we just sit down and think about our trauma? Or search for our twin flame for awakening? Do we just confess our sins and do it again after a week? Or pretend to be an enlightened figure because we're doing yoga? Probably not. Well, there are actually many ways to do it effectively. Of course, this still depends on individual effort and circumstance. So use common sense and discernment, unless you want to be stuck in your situation and call it destiny. There is no single method that works for everyone, but the process usually starts with awareness. Pay attention to what triggers you, especially moments when you feel jealous, angry, or defensive. These reactions are clues. Journaling is also helpful. Ask yourself questions such as why something upset you or what an emotion is trying to tell you. Meditation and quiet reflection can also help you see things more clearly. If you have a spiritual practice, you can incorporate it into your shadow work. Some people use tarot to explore hidden feelings or visualize meeting their shadow self in a safe and symbolic way. The key is to be honest but gentle. The goal is not punishment but understanding. In magic and esoteric practices, shadow work is often seen as a necessary initiation. Before accessing higher levels of wisdom or power, you must confront your own darkness. Many spiritual traditions refer to this process as purification or transformation. This is why some confuse shadow work with demon magic. Both involve darkness, but in different ways. Demon magic deals with external entities, while shadow work deals with internal ones. Confronting your fears, guilt, and shame can feel like battling demons, but they are yours, not anyone else's. Of course, in some cases, phantoms and larvae from the astral plane might also amplify our shadow, trapping us to an endless cycle for their nourishment. Also, one-sided spiritual development, which is unfortunately common, can make us ignore our shadow self. But this is another topic of discussion. Ignoring the shadow does not make it disappear. The more you deny your inner darkness, the more it controls you from the background. Facing it gives you freedom. Through this work, you begin to understand yourself on a deeper level. You become more compassionate, less judgmental, less fearful, and more grounded in reality. Focusing only on the light side of spirituality can create imbalance. Without darkness, it is impossible to fully recognize the light. Shadow work is not a race. Some wounds take time and patience to address. If you feel overwhelmed, take a break or speak to someone you trust. Do not mistake self-awareness for superiority. Practicing shadow work does not make you better than anyone else. True growth brings humility, not ego. Most importantly, remember to live. Shadow work is not about getting lost in darkness. It is about becoming whole enough to enjoy the light. Shadow work is not about light defeating darkness. It is about finding peace between the two. It is about accepting that you are both divine and human, flawed and capable of growth. When you stop running from the parts of yourself you have rejected, you stop giving them power over you. It is a lifelong journey, but every step brings you closer to self-acceptance and real strength. Shadow work does not make you perfect, but it makes you whole. I hope you learned something and enjoy this video. Please support my content. If you want a subliminal audio to assist you with shadow work, you can check the link below. If you want to check some goodies, you can visit our shop, also link below. To see cool stuff like chi ball attunements, subliminal audio, and talismans made from Franz Bardon hermetic system. Take care and God bless.